What you're looking at right now is the IotaTrax. It is a two-wheeled, battery-powered, self-stabilizing, electric rideable gizmo from Inventist. Now that name might not ring a bell, but that is the inventor of the original hoverboard and the original one-wheeled scooter, the HoverTrax and the Solo Wheel. They're back at CES this year, showing off the IotaTrax as the third invention, and I've got to say, it is pretty incredible. So at first glance, this thing looks a lot like those one-wheeled unicycles that you might have seen before rolling around your city. And it's a lot similar to that in a lot of ways, but there are a few key differences, and the biggest one is probably that this thing has two wheels instead of one. And there's a big advantage to that, and that big advantage is the fact that it's easier to balance on. There is one caveat though. The tricky part about having two wheels on something like this is that when you lean to turn, both wheels don't spin at the same rate. So Inventist had to come up with some really clever ways to circumvent that.
I want to make something that it's much easier to learn than solo wheel. And you can ride around as a transportation, as a rideable transportation. So that's where the IotaTrax come on. With two tires, usually harder to turn, very hard to turn. So I made it turnable because this new patented design made it work. So it's little wheel with the two foot platform open up, like two little wings. And you step on the wing, go anywhere you want.
So despite the fact that this thing isn't really much bigger than a six-pack of beer, it actually does have some pretty decent battery life and range. On a full charge, you can actually get up to 8 miles out of this thing, and it'll travel at up to 10 miles per hour. So yeah, once you initially figure out how to get onto this thing, it's actually extremely intuitive to move around. You're not steering with your hands, or you're really just minorly shifting your weight from side to side, and it immediately just picks up that difference in weight and kind of changes the direction. It's also outrageously smooth. The motor doesn't kick or groan under your feet. It just feels like you're floating, really. So this thing is gonna go on sale on February 28th of this year, but if you order it now at CES, like right after launch, it's actually gonna be on sale for $500, and that's gonna be open from now until February 28th. So if you're interested in rideable technologies and a fun way to get around town, definitely check out the IotaTrax.